好，有關於第11條咧，我哋繼續做呢個酶嘅探究咯。咁而家咧佢就講啦，當我哋預備呢個新鮮嘅果汁嘅時候咧，其實啦就係個水果啦就會切片片然後啦再加個蒸餾水咧一齊去磨佢嘅，然後啦再用呢個過濾紙咧去過濾一下，就呢啲果汁啦。簡單啲嚟講，咁而家個題目就講啦，如果我係想去比較下兩款唔同嘅水果嗰啲果汁入面嘅過氧化氫酶嘅濃度啊，咁題目就問啦，咁以下邊一個嘅變數係唔需要去提取呢個果汁嘅時候係保持一致嘅咧？咁其實啦，成條題目又係考緊我哋實驗嘅設計啦。我哋要知道實驗嘅目的啦，個目的就係想去知道下呢兩款水果佢入面嘅過氧化氫酶嘅濃度啦。然後啦，對於結果嘅預測就係話，就係如果個果汁佢有越高濃度嘅過氧化氫酶，咁能夠產生氧氣嘅速度就會快啲。然後啦，就係去考翻我哋有關於控制變項嘅重要性啦。咁除咗控制變項呢一樣嘢嘅重要性之外咧，今次呢個題目其實就係想考我哋控制變項咧，可能有好多款，但係佢哋嘅必要性同埋佢哋嘅優次，我哋又識唔識得去判斷咧？咁而家啦，我俾個例子你先。佢話要我哋比較兩款水果嘅過氧化氫酶嘅多少啊嘛。咁而家我有蘋果同埋菠蘿，咁呢個梗係我哋嘅 IV 啦，我去改變嘅嘢啊嘛，係咪？咁去到下面啦，其實全部咧，你作為一個 CV 咧，控制變項都冇話唔得嘅。提取嘅時候，大家都係20度，公平啊 ，OK 啊，係咪？大家切片片嘅時候啦，每塊片片咧都係呢個2 cm square 咁大嘅，又或者啦。咁水果片都有厚度㗎，咁下次講下體積2 cm cube 都冇咩問題嘅。然後咯，用個水果嘅多少咁啊，梗係大家都要3 kg 啦，係咪？然後啦，加嘅水落去頭先我哋未講嘅，加咗2 ml 嘅菠蘿汁，咁即係話我加2 ml 嘅水去磨佢先啦，唔好加多，又唔好加太少啦，係咪？咁就係呢個2 ml 啦。喂，呢度4個咧，你當晒佢係 CV 喎，梁 Sir。但係而家題目話啦，喂，下面邊個咧係唔需要保持一致喎？咁我哋就嚟做一擊破咯。第一個啦，就係提取個果汁嘅溫度。呢個咧真係要保持一樣嘅，因為啦，如果你唔同溫度嘅時候啦，其實係直接影響咗個酶嘅活性嘅，係嘛？當你揸果汁、蘋果汁、菠蘿汁嘅時候，喂，個酶嘅活性已經唔同咗啦。將個果汁加落雙氧水嘅時候啦，其實佢能夠產生出嚟嘅氧氣咧，個比較咧已經唔公平啦，係咪啊？所以提取果汁嗰陣時，個溫度係要一樣嘅。提取果汁嘅時候，喂，切下啲蘋果先啦，切下啲菠蘿先啦，係嘛？但係記住切嘅時候咧，佢哋個表面面積要一樣喎。咁我就諗啦，其實我到頭來想要嘅都係啲果汁啫。其實佢當初切大嚿切細嚿有乜所謂啫？所以其實到頭來，我只要肯定我攞到嘅果汁加落去個雙氧水嘅果汁，個體積係一樣就冇問題啦。所以佢當初切嘅時候，一嚿大嚿一個細嚿，喂，菠蘿咧佢都好容易硬爛嘅，咁啊切大嚿啲都冇乜所謂噶。我加翻同樣嘅水去硬爛佢就可以啦，係嘛？喂，相反咧，蘋果咧較為硬淨啊，咁啊切細粒啲，令到佢容易啲揸出啲汁來。咁又好似好啱喎，係嘛？但係啦，其實兩者表面面積唔一定一樣嘅喎，咁所以 B 咧已經係答案咯。咁講多句有關於 B 呢個選項啦，水果切片嘅總切割表面積咧，咁點解都有同學揀咧？咁因為咧佢哋誤會咗啊！我哋會唔會咧其實係將嗰個蘋果嘅組織或者嗰個菠蘿嘅組織咁咪放落去咧？咁即係如果啦，喂，一個咧就切到細細粒啦，另一個咧，喂，仍然係好大條菠蘿咁放落去喎。咁樣咧，佢哋嗰個切割嘅表面積咧就會唔同啦。而呢啲蘋果組織菠蘿組織同我哋個雙氧水嘅接觸面積咧都唔同嘅。咁樣咧就真係唔公平啦。所以啦，如果你係將嗰個蘋果菠蘿切粒粒咁掉落去個雙氧水咧，佢哋嗰個切割嘅表面積咧就應該要一樣啦。但係而家我哋要咩話？我哋要啲果汁啫嘛。所以到頭來我只要肯定我加落去雙氧水嗰個果汁嘅體積咧係一樣，都係2 ml 咧， 咁就已經 OK 噶啦。咁啊有啲體育精神啦，搞掂埋 CD 佢啦。咁 C 就話啦，總共用嘅水果切片嘅總質量，咁梗係要一樣啦，係嘛？即係你冇理由啦，喂一個咧就用3kg 嘅蘋果，另一個菠蘿咧就用咗5kg 嘅菠蘿，然後揸啲汁出嚟，喺個酶嘅份量啊、濃度啊，其實都已經可以好唔同噶咯，係咪啊？咁就會搞到我哋嘅比較又係唔公平啦。所以咧，用嘅水果嘅質量啊個重量咧應該要一樣嘅。跟住啦就去到 D 咯。就係個蒸餾水嘅體積啦。嗱，咁我要加蒸餾水落去磨佢啊嘛，係咪？咁如果啦，一個就用2ml，一個就用3ml、10ml 嘅話啦，咁喂出到嚟，由於用嘅蒸餾水嘅體積唔同，咁其實係會影響咗個果汁入面嘅酶嘅濃度嘅喎。咁啊，可能你會講，喂到頭來啊，我都係加翻2ml 嘅果汁落去個雙氧水，但係你提取果汁嗰下已經唔公平啦。咁所以啦 ，D 咧係要保持到一樣嘅，咁唯獨就係 B 咯。咁有一樣嘢咧，我想同大家講下啦。嗱，其實咧今次題目係講緊以下係不需要喺提取果汁嗰陣時保持一致啫。但係其實代唔代表阿 B 唔可以係 CV 啊？其實阿 B 都仍然可以係 CV 嚟嘅，因為我可以拗嘅。而呢一樣嘢就係今次呢條題目，我想同大家講啦，就係科學本質嘅問題啊！你話啦，嗱頭先我解俾你聽，係喎，其實切水果切大嚿切細嚿，好似冇乜影響啊！我都係研爛咗佢，攞啲汁就得噶啦嘛，係咪？咁而家啦，我又挑戰下你咯，唔得噶！你切嘅表面面積梗係要一樣啦，因為你要掉落去磨嘅時候啦，你都要肯定個蘋果啊、個菠蘿啊同個水個接觸嘅面積係嘛？個 contact surface 接觸面積要一樣，咁你先確保到提取到嗰個酶啊，嗰個有效性先夠高噶嘛？喂，你個菠蘿就切到碎濕濕，個蘋果咧你就淨係切到大大嚿俾我去磨嘅，我就喺度諗啦，喂，玩嘢咩？點去磨得到啫？點拎得到？點提取到啲酶啫？咁咪唔公平咯？咁我就諗。又係喎，所以點解我哋要學識去講優次啦，係嘛？排次序。而家呢度4個當中，即係講緊 B 呢個答案咧，佢唔一定咁優先。如果你能夠將佢切到一樣嘅，咁梗係最好啦，係咪？免得人哋挑戰你啊嘛。一嚿大嚿，一嚿細嚿嘅，呢啲唔公平，有冇搞錯？咁但係 A、C、D 你係更加需要保持一致。如果唔係嘅話，就更加容易被挑戰啊，係咪啊？ Question 11 is the same experiment. When preparing the fresh fruit juice in the experiment, the fresh fruit slices were grounded together with the distilled water and then filtered by the filter paper. So if it's aimed to compare the concentration of catalase in two different fruits, so which of the following variables need not be kept constant when extracting the fruit juice? So for this question, it's checking us the experiment design. So we need to realize the aim of the investigation. We are comparing the concentration of the enzyme in two different fruit. And then for the result prediction, higher concentration of the catalase in the fruit juice, and then it will lead to a higher rate of the oxygen production. And then we need to recall the importance of the control variable because it aims to ensure the result of the experiment is due to only the factor under investigation. And for this question, I want you to think a bit more to determine the necessity or the priority of the control variable. So let's see. This table, I make it for you to understand the idea easily. Now we are going to compare two different fruit, apple and pineapple. It is the independent variable. When we are preparing the fruit juice, so the following factors, I try to make them the same first. Temperature of the extraction, 20 degrees Celsius. Total cut surface area of the fruit slice, I make it 2 cm square. And there must be a thickness of the fruit slice. Or next time it asks you or tell you about the volume, 2 cm cube, 2 cm cube. And then for the total mass, 3 kilograms. And then the volume of the distilled water, 2 ml. So it sounds like that, actually all of them could be the control variable. But is it that necessary? Or is it a high priority to keep them the same? So let's take a look at the answer one by one. First of all, temperature of the extraction. We can know that different temperature, or let's say 120 degrees Celsius, but for the other one, not 20, maybe I use it 50 degrees Celsius, such a high temperature. It will affect the activity of the enzyme in the fruit juice extract already. And then it will make the comparison not fair because maybe for the pineapple juice, I use it 50 degrees Celsius distilled water to extract the enzyme. The enzyme may be denatured, right? Or maybe next time I use cold water, 10 degrees Celsius, so the enzyme activity also drops, right? So therefore, temperature of extraction, we need to keep it the same. Then for the total cut surface area of the fruit slice, so you need to be aware of that. After grinding the fruit juice, I filter it by the filter paper. Therefore, finally what I just have the fruit juice. So once we can make sure that the volume of the fruit juice extract in both setup are the same. So we call the question 10. Once I add 2 ml fruit juice to the hydrogen peroxide solution, it's already fine. I don't care the total cut surface area of the fruit juice, right? Therefore, option B is the answer. So for option B, I have one thing to talk about that. So why some students, they still get this choice as the answer because they may misunderstand the question. They may think that, what we are going to put in the hydrogen peroxide is the apple tissue or the pineapple tissue directly. Therefore, we really need to cut them in the same size, no matter same area or same volume. Because if we put the apple tissue directly into the hydrogen peroxide, the contact surface of the tissue to the hydrogen peroxide, they need to be kept the same. However, now what we are going to do is just doing the fruit juice extraction. So I just need to make sure that finally I can add 2 ml fruit juice into the hydrogen peroxide solution is already fine. And then for the option C, total mass of the fruit slice. What if we use different total mass of the fruit slice? It will affect the amount or the concentration of the enzyme in the fruit juice extract, right? Then it will make the comparison not fair at all. One setup, I use 3 kilograms apple, and for the pineapple, I use it maybe 10 kilograms. Not fair, right? And then for the option D, the volume of distilled water. Different volume of distilled water used for the extraction will affect the concentration of the enzyme in the fruit juice extract. Then it will make the comparison not fair again. Therefore, final answer is B. And for this question, why I would like to talk about the NOS, nature of science. Because somehow for the options A, B, C, D, they could be the control variable, even when we are just doing the fruit juice extraction. It really aligns with the concept of the nature of science. I can argue that for the total cut surface area of the fruit juice, somehow it affects the fruit juice extraction, the enzyme extraction, because it affects the contact surface area of the apple, of the pineapple, and the distilled water. Imagine I cut the apple into very, very small slice or a cube. But for the pineapple, I do not keep it 2 cm cube. I make it 10 cm cube or a square. Wow, such a big slice. So once I grind it, I will find that such big slice is very difficult to grind it. And then the contact surface between the pineapple and the distilled water may be a bit smaller. So how can I make sure that the efficiency of the enzyme extraction is the same? No. So somehow I can argue that if you can keep this factor the same, it would be nice. It would be very nice. However, by comparing option B with option A, C, D, you will see that the priority of the control variable. This time, the total cut surface area is not that high priority. Because once I can make sure that what I need is just the juice, I will filter out all the thing. And for the volume of fruit juice added to the hydrogen peroxide is the same, it's already fine, right? It's already a fair comparison. So make sure that you need to think deeply.